For this build, I'll be using the Asus Prime AP201 case. I'll be swapping from the NZXT H510 case to help improve cooling. The NZXT case is really beautiful, however it only has room for 2 exhaust fans. To cool the 3090, these fans would need to run at a high speed and not be silent. For the NZXT case, the GPU is at 75 degrees, the VRAM at 90 degrees, and the CPU at 80 degrees. The new case is about 20% smaller than the old case. However, it only supports micro ATX motherboards or smaller. The new case has vented side panels on all 6 sides and features a dust filter on the bottom. To improve cooling, I'm using an AIO cooler. I've usually been a fan of air cooling, but I found AIO coolers are now easy to install. I'll start by attaching the 140mm fans to the radiator. The water block includes a fan controller which can control the fans based on the water temperature. I'm attaching the radiator to the top of the case using 8 screws. I'll reattach the top panel. The motherboard already has the CPU, RAM and SSDs installed, and the case already has all of the mounting holes attached for the micro ATX motherboard. There are 8 screws that hold the motherboard in place. Be careful not to over tighten these. I'll remove this side bracket to give better access to the power supply. I'll also unclip the front panel. And I'll remove the power supply bracket. Hard drives can be screwed directly onto the case. Mounting it this way requires a flat power SATA connector, so some power supply cables may be incompatible. The CPU cooler comes with standoffs that need to be mounted in a specific direction depending on if you have an AM4 or AM5 processor. I'll install the 4 standoff brackets. By default, the cooler comes with the Intel bracket installed. This can twist off and be replaced by the AMD bracket. There are 4 screws that hold the CPU cooler in place. The pump draws power from a SATA power connector. It can then provide power for 2 fans, a CPU fan speed signal to the motherboard, and has a USB connector for the screen and fan speed controllers. The case has plenty of space for large GPUs. The idea is that the GPU should have much better cooling in this case, as it can draw in cool air through the bottom and exhaust it out the side. When turning on, the computer booted perfectly first time. I'll replace the rear case fan because it's a little bit loud. Case fans plug into the motherboard, so in the BIOS you can set it up so the case fans are switched off if the CPU is cool enough. I've also added 2 140mm fans to the bottom. These are not officially supported, so I've used cable ties to hold them on. I'm reattaching the front bracket. This is actually a little bit difficult to slide into place. And I'll tie down some of the back cables. The case includes cable ties for doing this. Both of the side panels are the same design and clip in the same way. With the new setup, the GPU runs slightly cooler by a few degrees. Also, the fans run slower. With the AIO cooler, the CPU runs about 12 degrees colder. However, the high static pressure fans run at a higher RPM.